Let's end the Oscar video season with the reviewing of all the live action films nominated for live action short. Hey everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your time here with me today. And yeah, I'm going to talk briefly before we begin this episode about the animated short video. I know it's not very good. If I didn't sound very enthusiastic, it's because I really wasn't that enthusiastic about most of the shorts, even though I gave a couple of them like high marks and things like that. But again, the shorts are kind of graded on the curve, and as you could tell, I wasn't too enthusiastic about those, but I am much more enthusiastic about the shorts that are nominated in Best Live Action Short Film. And we're going to get right into that with The After, which is a short film starring David Aiello as a Uber driver who is trying to move on after a painful event from the previous year. It is a quiet, sombering film, and it is very emotional. And for a short film, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. The next short is called Invincible, in which a teenage boy is living in a youth correction camp, and he has the potential to do something great with his life if he can get out of his own way. This is another movie that is quiet and it's understated, but it has some very good performances and a whopper of an ending. I give this one 4 stars. The next short on this list is called Night of Fortune, in which a man who is grieving his deceased widow runs into another man at the morgue, and they strike up a very unlikely friendship, I would say, considering everything that's going on. This one it starts out very grim and gets oddly sweet as it goes along, and I couldn't help but smile by the time the whole thing was over. I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 stars. Now the next one is called Red, White, and Blue, and this is by far my favorite of the shorts. This follows Brittany Snow as a struggling mother who has to come to terms with the fact that an abortion needs to be made. Now this film is obviously made in response to the overturning of Roe versus Wade and shedding a highlight on a very, very bad situation in which even pro-life people like myself have to look at it and see that abortion is unfortunately a necessary evil. It's an evil, but it is necessary in certain circumstances. I think this is the perfect film to open up the discussion about this topic again. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. And our final short is the wonderful story of Henry Sugar. This is actually a Wes Anderson film with a pretty star-studded cast. Benedict Cumberbatch, Dev Patel, Ben Kingsley, and this is based on a Roald Dahl story about a man who figures out the trick to seeing cards from the back and goes on a gambling adventure to do something quite unexpected with his gift. As with most Wes Anderson films, it's colorful, it's quirky. It's also the longest one here. I think if it was 10 to 15 minutes longer, it would actually be considered a feature film, not a short film. So this one definitely touches the edge of the whole short thing. But I can't help but notice that it is very fun, and it's got the Wes Anderson charm, so I'm going to give it 4.5 stars. Now then, as for who will win and who should win, if I were voting for the Academy Award, I would pick Red, White, and Blue. I think it is the strongest short in the bunch. You know, maybe this one will still win the Academy Award. It is definitely timely. It has a big actress in it, or at least an actress that you have heard of. And so it could still win, but I do think the Academy is going to take this opportunity to give Wes Anderson his first Oscar for the wonderful story of Henry Sugar. And I guess we will find out in a few hours. I left my watch over there, sorry. We're going to find out in a few hours whether or not Wes Anderson gets his first Oscar, if it's someone else. So, you know what, folks? Get your popcorn and your pizza ready. Get your betting books out. It's also daylight savings for a lot of people out there, so hopefully you're not too groggy. And enjoy the Oscars, and I'd like to know what you think. And hey, you might even see this after the Oscars air, so Did I call it right, or did something completely unexpected win? What did you think of the winner? I'd love to know, so comment below. And I'll see you at the movies. Hey, you made it to the end. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Just a few more things. First of all, the names that you see on the screen, these are our Patreon and YouTube member supporters. And I thank each and every one of them. Their support helps me make exclusive videos for Patreon and YouTube members, as well as keep the channel running. And of course, is just of huge kindness to me. Also, don't forget to check out the iCritic Led podcast on Spotify, Apple, Google, Deezer, whatever podcasting service you listen to, it is there. We definitely want to see you there. And hey, there's also other videos that you can check out. So, you know, check out these other channels, these other videos, especially that one. I think that's a really good one.